So everyone, welcome to this video where I'm working on this Volkswagen Golf Mark 6. So today's a bit of a different one. As you guys know, I normally do a lot of install on customer cars which is related to ambient lighting. So it's a small amount of that here today, but there's a few other things as well. So in this video, looking at actually tackling changing over the headlights on this Mark 6 Golf. So without further ado, let's jump into opening up the bonnet and taking off the bits and pieces that we need to. I'll run that all through with you guys and then we'll go from there. So once you open up the bonnet, we've got to take off this grille, which is held in by a few Torx screws just over here. And then along the side, we've got just a few nut and bolts that we got to take off. One up in the corner here, and I believe there's one down there and another one somewhere along the line. But take those off and then we'll be able to look at removing the bumper. There's a few bolts just underneath at the bottom as well. We'll get to those shortly, and then we'll be able to take off the grille, the bumper, and be able to have good access to the headlights. So these are, I believe, T27s. Take them all off. Should allow us to smoothly bring this all forward now. So at this point, now that you got them off, you gotta just pull on it quite firmly, but not overly too hard. But right. Seems like this side doesn't want to come off at all. Whew. It's not very fun, but it's literally held in by clips all the way across at the bottom, which just slot in. So it's a bit awkward to take off, but it is one that we need to take off because we need access to these screws just over here. So these are T30s we've got to remove. As I mentioned, on the sides, we've got a few screws that we've got to take off. So you can do this all with manual tools like how I'm doing, but if you have access to it, having an electric one like this will make life a little bit easier. There's one. Two. Do the same on the other side, and then we can look at the ones underneath. So getting underneath the car, we've got one screw just over here, right in the middle side, which needs to be removed. And then basically on this car, there's nothing else that's holding. We've got another one just over in the corner. There should be another one just like here as well. These are inside of these little like tab points. So there's one there. You follow it along. There's another one just over here somewhere. There's my finger. There it is. And then just another one on the other corner. So like one, two, three. They're T25s as well, and we'll be able to pull the bumper off. So the screws that we've got at the moment is just one extra one just over in that corner, just over here. There's a 2-point just here, a one, and another 2, and then we've got the other one just over in the corner. We've got these just in the corners of the front bumper area, which is another 2 T25s. So I'll just take them off. I think they're all actually T27, but just in case, just be mindful of that. And yeah, that's enough to get the bumper off now. Little plastic tab there, I'm gonna actually look at removing. Pull the bumper out of the side tabs, just like that. Same on the other side. You gotta kind of pull it outwards and then bring it up. And that's it, the bumper is off. So over here are the actual new replacement headlights, which this should be real nice and clean inside of here. This looks good. Wow. Okay, that's gonna look real good once it's actually on the car. So that's the next step, is take off the old ones and get the new ones in place. So to remove the old ones, 1, 2, 3. Those 3 bolts need to come off. They're T30s. Same on the other side as well. Along with those 6, we do also have this one extra bolt just in here and just over there. You can see it. It's about in the middle of the actual headlight at the back. You want to take those off as well, because then you'll be able to slide everything off. This is an important point though. You need to decide, do you want to disconnect the wiring now from the side here, or do you want to disconnect the wiring when you bring the headlight forward? I'm going to do it once the headlight is forward, but it's completely up to you as to how you want to do it. That is basically everything all removed, which looks pretty good, if you don't mind me saying so myself. It's not too hard of a job. It just takes a little bit of fiddling around. These connectors on the sides are quite challenging to get to. Best thing to do is get a long screwdriver in there and just kind of push this upwards. Just for the point of demonstration, what I did was basically put the screwdriver in and then twist it like that. If you twist it like that, it basically brings this part up and in. This side is harder to do than the other side because you've got everything all over here and stuff, so it's a bit challenging to do. It can be done, just be careful. Because the last thing you want to do is break that connector, because we are going to be using it very shortly. Now I'm leaving the protective film on whilst I do the install. Just want to give it as long of a time without possibly getting scratched or anything like that. Along with this though, we do get this little wiring attachment harness. So this is something that we're going to look at putting on. Before putting everything back together, it's always best to give it all a quick test run. So I've got the key here right now. Time to just basically put the car on, just to ignition mode, and be able to test out all the headlights. The headlights didn't come with the high beam, so the owner of the car's already put in the original high beams. Unfortunately, I believe that they're already the halogen ones, so I would highly recommend going to an LED one to match the white of everything, but it's okay. Let's check out what this all looks like. Oh yes, right, that looks good. Just side lights, full beam, fog lights. Right, time to get everything back on. Now is a good point to take off the protective film, because you don't want any of it to get caught up by parts of the car and stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and sit back in here nicely. You got these little guiding pins just at the bottom here. Might have been another one here, but this car doesn't seem to have it there. But with that, you want to make sure that's in place before putting it all back together. Make sure obviously when you're putting the headlight back on and screwing it, that you've got the headlight in kind of a good position. On this side. So with the headlights all in, looking good, the fog lights are basically connected up, and I just need to just slot them into the bumper as I'm putting it all back in place. That's everything in essence done over here. So just like I did before with removing the bumper, I'm going to do everything in reverse, put the bumper back onto the car. So everyone, that is the headlights all swapped around on this car. It's been a fairly simple-ish job at the moment. Like I said, I feel like what you got to mainly focus on is just following the process. Take off all the screws that you need to. Bit by bit, you'll get there. You do have to be quite firm with regards to pulling off the grille here and, you know, putting the bumper off and stuff on the sides. But if you are firm whilst delicate, it will work, okay? So just be careful. Remember that, firm but delicate. It's a really weird way of explaining it, but you do have to be firm with it whilst being gentle not to break the plastic clips. But that is stage one of what I've got to do with this car all complete. The next stage is going to be more to do with the interior and also looking at installing the reversing camera. I'm going to end this part of the video here, where we've completed all the bumper removal and the headlight installation. If you've enjoyed the video and or found it helpful or anything like that, please give the video a thumbs up. It would mean a lot to me, and obviously it will help me out massively with regards to the YouTube algorithm. But I look forward to seeing you all in a future video. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye.